Long Cold Road. Here we are at number 300. Hello. Well, now you know everything I got planned. So, I just want to say hello. Thank you for checking this out. This is my Substack check-in at 300 stories. It's been 300 days in a row. You get a new story every day. And I wanted to go through some of my top picks and sort of say hello to my subscribers, maybe attract some new subscribers, hopefully, just to sort of give you an idea of what I write about and where the ideas come from. So at 300 stories now, I've been through playing with Ray Sawyer of Doctor Hook. I met Hoyt Axton, had an amazing Huey Lewis experience, covered a Pink Floyd concert that I was at in 1977. It was the Spitting Incident show. That's on there as well. And went to a party at one of the members of the Guess Who. And out of my stories on longcoldroad.com, number 287 is a particularly interesting one. It's called Who's Ready for Breakfast? And it's about pulling over at a truck stop in Wyoming when you're touring with a girl with pink hair in 1987. Number 70, Back to Kapuskasing. That's about a guy, well, that's a sad story, it really is, about a fellow we met named Stephen. Number 282, Are You Crazy? This was going around, I was on a photo safari and in a desert. Well, and the story is called Are You Crazy? Number 276, Ron's Home Studio. That's another one. Well, about Ron Dan, and anybody who knew Ron Dan will appreciate this one. A Haunting in Dalrymple. Number 13, oddly enough. A true story. These are all true stories. And we also stayed in a haunted band house in Thunder Bay. And that's number 95. Again, this is longcoldroad.com. And because I was on tour, and my stories are all about being on tour with bands in the late 70s and throughout the 80s. And some of the music ones were, say, number 246, called Dance for Me, and that has the studio versions of when I was putting out singles. Number 269, I Have a Plan, and that again features Ron Dan and his pulling the strings, perhaps, behind the scenes, influencing what we do live in our shows, maybe. And number 210, Mixing Day, and that's sort of a recap of a day that we were in the recording studio in 1985. And you've got... Oh, and I like to also do stories about here's the demo and bring you through up until the recording studio phase. Because back in 1985, 87, it cost thousands of dollars just to record, just to get a studio. And nowadays, it's like you can do it on your phone. So this is a world that is long gone. And so anyway, what I wanted to ask myself is, who is this for? Why change names, and why keep going? So I've got 3 questions that I'm asking myself. Who is this for? Well, it's anybody who is interested in music, vintage music, Canadian music specifically, and some of the from the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s time frame. And what I like to do is, well, change names. That's a good question. And I know there are some people that don't like the idea of changing names because then it's not true. I think that if it's a choice between not telling the stories and giving them maybe a cute sort of, in my case, a simple alternative name, I think I would rather hear the stories and change the names rather than just these stories vanish forever, because some of them are surprising, some of them are funny, some of them are very sad. But I think they should be told because these are people I want to celebrate. For example, there's one of the fellas that we celebrated. His name is Josh. His real name is not Josh, but toured with him many times. Now again, these are sketches from photographs. Now what I do is I take a photograph and I put it up on the screen on my little laptop here. Then I take some tracing paper, or not tracing paper, but just regular paper. Outline it with, I've got a bunch of special, very fine pens, and I just trace over it, and then afterwards I color, and that's what this is. It's just a tracing with some later some color. Oh, yeah, look at that. See, and that's what these are. These are just from photographs, and trying to capture the spirit. That would have been in Salt Lake City Airport. So that's the kind of things that I add to the story, because I want to get the idea across of the people. But again, I want to give them the out to say, yeah, that's not me, right? Because, well, we were being silly. There's our buddy, the drummer, Mac, whose name is not really Mac, but it's close. Here's Bonita, who's not really Bonita, but it's close. You see? And the star, just let's think of this. The star doing her nails on the toilet and letting me take her picture, laughing. You know, that's the kind of stuff that I'm writing about. So I guess when we say, who is this for, does anything that I've said so far sound amusing? Then maybe it is for you. Going out riding horses in the mountains with some adult coffee. You know, he's with total strangers too, by the way. Yeah, sure, we'll go up in the mountains with you, your horses, strange women that take us away. We were sure. So anyway, where was I with my question? So, oh yes, well, why change names? So then that also gives them the option of saying, it wasn't me or it was me, who knows. So that's why. And because we were doing some silliness. No heavy drugs. I don't remember any heavy drugs, but we smoked a lot of pot. That's pretty much all we did. Aside from working, of course. But I sit now at 40 subscribers, which I value each and every one. And I've been doing this now for, like I said, 300 days. That's almost a year. And when I'm working out the number, that's 7.3 stories for every one subscriber. And that's a little bit sad to me. And so I'm asking myself, why keep going? And I'm struggling to have a logical answer. But what I do find is that I have these stories rattling around in my head still. I'm at number 300 and I still see there's a whole bunch more to come. Maybe it's just for me. Maybe that's all it is supposed to be. Maybe it is just for me, just to get them out. But I'm also hoping that maybe some of them maybe catch on, speak to people. There are some sad tales, funny stories, Anyway, cautionary tales. Don't do what I did. Don't. Just don't. So, but anyway, I think to wrap everything up in a nice little bow, I will just put the link down below. And if you give it a chance, give it a read or two, read a story or two. And if it's something that you want, please subscribe. It's free. And feel free to comment. And so that's it. Thank you. Thank you for your attention. Bye.